So welcome. This is Blab number 2, or maybe Blab 1 versus the last one was just kind of an intro session. Today's session will be about the 5 must-haves for a Facebook business page. My name is Justin Letheby, and right next to me is Terry Whelan. How you doing, Terry?
Good, buddy. How are you?
We can't complain. Cubs win, and that is a beautiful day.
That's all that matters today.
It is all that matters. We might just have to call it after that one.
This is just going to be a Cubs chat show today, I think.
Well, I didn't want to, unfortunately, I ran out of time. I did want to see if there was going to be any Cubs post games on Blab. I'm sure there is. So yeah, let's see here. I got to close this out.
Bringing up my Facebook business page so I can learn along with others.
Yeah, that's a good point, Carrie. I know you can do the /T nowadays, right? With the and I'll let you on here in a second. And change topics and whatnot. So that's always cool. There's some neat things that happen with Blab. I don't know if you've seen this right now or not, but the interface has changed. All that stuff's changed. It's actually pretty cool.
I love the Twitter feed on the side now.
Yes. Yeah, it's nicer. I like it. I think they've been doing some really, really, really good changes for this stuff.
Last week it was Jason. This week it's Carrie jumping in. So she's asking why. She's coming in. Everybody's
trying to force me to come into hers. So fair play. It's fair play. Okay, so let's get this thing started. So Facebook, as I was just saying off the record not too long ago, 1.5 billion active users on Facebook. I think that might be a stretch as far as the term active, but nonetheless, we have a ton of Facebook users out there. So to not have this as one of your arsenal, especially from a real estate perspective, is a little insane to me. So when me and Tara talk about some of these things to start creating to have Blab topics, I thought the first one and the most obvious one was going to be 5 must-haves for Facebook business page for a couple reasons. One, you will see a lot of realtors out there that only do this from their personal page, and they're getting away with it so far. Got to be careful with that because basically Facebook's rules of service is if you are selling something that is not yours, so you're selling a commercial product, so to speak, they do reserve the right to cancel your account without warning. You need to have a business page. And a business page, in case people aren't aware, are just simply just another profile you can have out there that Carrie likes cupcakes. Just another profile out there that will let you actually do your business from there and represent you as a brand and not a person. Because remember, from a Facebook perspective, they want you out there as a personal profile, as a person, not as a brand, not as a business, not as out there. They want you as a person. And so they're giving us opportunity with the business pages to control that. This session today will definitely not be showing you how to create those business pages. I'll talk at the end, maybe some solutions you guys can find to do that towards the end. And maybe we can talk Jason and Carrie into coming in here in a little bit and playing along with us.
Of course.
So, with that being said, let's go with some of the things we talked, this being the top 5 things. And I'm going to kind of go from the top to bottom because I think one of the best ones I'm going to leave for last. Actually, I'll probably bounce around here a little bit, but I think one of the best ones for last is one of the more obvious ones, but it's one of the ones that are totally underutilized. So a couple of things I just want to kind of talk about in here right off the bat. One is this. Your posts are extremely important. If you are not posting to get interactions, you are not getting your job done today. It is, and maybe Carrie can quote me on this as well, but I think it's 150, you see in your newsfeed at any one point in time, 150 posts out of 3,000. That's an incredible number. So if you're not posting to get straight out interactions and do that stuff, you are not getting any traction in your business as far as Facebook concerned. And if you don't get that, you are not going to get in that newsfeed of your consumers, of anybody. And it becomes to a very big struggle. So the goals you need with that are simple. You need to have likes, shares, or more specifically comments. They really want the comments to be out there in the Facebook world. And you need to get that in there, and you need to get that mindset in there. And when you're posting, you need to draw that interaction without literally saying, please like my post, or please share my post, or please comment. If you do that, they're going to come out there. Yeah, Carrie, Clout is good and Edge Rake is good. I'm not a big, we can have all sorts of arguments on that. I'm not a big Clout fan. Everybody loved touting that so much earlier. And I do think there is some value there, but not quite where it used to be 6 years ago when first things came out and everybody was using their Clout score as an abuse tool to bully people, as a bully pulpit. I'm not a huge Clout fan. I do see the value, just see if you're getting any traction though. So how do you get, my question for you is, how are you going to get those likes, shares, and comments inside your post? And how are you going to do that? Yes, Carrie, we'll definitely debate later. That's huge. So some examples that I think I will, the examples I'll give you is one, well, first place, I'm going to tell you to go search around and look at other realtors or any other special marketers that are out there that are doing this, and watch them how they're posting and what they're getting those interactions at. And better yet, watch your people that you are friends with and who are on your pages and what they are talking about, how they're doing that, because that's what's going to get you some of your biggest interactions that are out there. But if you need a quick shortcut, these are some things I'm going to tell you right off the bat as far as getting those posts out there. One, have pictures. Have pictures that are going to cause interactions. You know, have a fun holiday picture. Right now, the best time of year, well, not one of the best times of year for getting those pictures out. Halloween comes out there. Have pictures of local areas that are doing great things. Have contests that you can do and have people interact with that contest. I think one of my favorite one that you can do is realtors have been famous for doing this a long, long time ago. Carrie's all sorts of crazy right now. One of the things that realtors used to do when I was first doing it before Facebook was really huge is people would have Halloween contests. So they would vote on the best yards in the neighborhood. Do that with your clientele, your customers. Have them post their pictures out there and then have them vote on which ones they like best. You know, it's an easy one to do and it's going to draw that interaction. It's labeled for your area out there and it's going to be related to real estate. And if you want to do a true contest, then give some sort of prize at the end. Make it realistic and make it relevant to real estate, but you can do that. The other thing that I like doing inside there is I love seeing it. I think Dreamtown, I'm from Illinois, and Terry's from Illinois as well, and actually so's Carrie. But one of the things I see around here is Dreamtown does, I think, a real good job with their Facebook page, and they will do a lot of things like the top 5 things to do during the weekend. I would not be surprised if you went to their Facebook page right now and seeing the 5 best ways to, you know, to cheer on the Cubs or something like that. They're going to do things like that all the time, and they're going to get a lot of likes and a lot of comments that go in there talking about those tips of where to go or what to see. Another thing to do is, if you're a realtor, is I would create a web or an area where you can talk about local restaurants, local events, local things that are going on in your area that you can talk about and have people comment and share their likes and stories with whatever event or whatever restaurant that goes in that area. It's always a great opportunity for you to get that kind of information done. You got any ideas with that, Terry?
No, I'm just taking notes.
You're just taking notes? Okay. Now they've changed one thing up, and that's frustrating me a little bit. Okay, I'll have to fix that later.
Do you have any idea, just along those lines, do you have any idea as far as how much more activity do you get off of a picture than a video? Because I've heard I've heard both sides of the story. I've heard a lot of people say it's a must-have. You know, you get a lot more engagement off of a video, but then I've heard a lot more people say the opposite, where just a photo is getting, you know, 10% more interaction than anything else.
You know, that's an interesting play, because that's a couple of good things, right? Pictures and videos are always going to be huge. The one thing I can't tell you for sure is no matter what you're going to do, if you're going to do video, you must embed it inside of Facebook. Don't link it from YouTube. Don't link it from another website. They want that embed right inside the Facebook. So if you're taking a YouTube channel, it's going to get ranked, but not as high as doing it straight into your post, downloading that like an MP3 and putting it straight in. Facebook has definitely taken a very hard tactic. I go back and forth. I know early on, and they were playing with the algorithm. When they were really pushing video, it mattered. Video was over pictures right off the bat. I do think you're starting to see a slide a little bit. I'm going to bet you right now it's probably about 50-50 about how that goes in there. The reason being is Facebook, as in any pendulum change that goes on, hit video hard probably about 6 months ago, and you were seeing nothing but in your phone and in your Facebook feed, you were seeing nothing but video, especially if you liked one video. They were all videos, and people were getting pissed because that's not what they wanted to see. They wanted to see certain things. I think you're seeing about a 50-50 split right now. What the experts say is they're still putting heavy relevance on video. I'm not seeing that, but that could be how I look at that stuff. Which does go to one thing. And when you're talking about that, one of the things to pay attention to is how you are liking and interacting with that stuff, because you will start noticing things get ranked higher and higher, higher in Facebook.
Sure.
And some of that's not related to what they do, is how we are interacting inside that world.
Right.
So, I still agree. I like picture better than video, but I don't know. I think Facebook is splitting that right down the middle right now. I think it's pretty much straight, just dead nuts right down the middle. I think they're letting us decide how that's going and how we want to interact with that world, which I hope is true, because to me, that's smarter, right? If you're Facebook or you're any other social media, I want the environment that I want to be in, not what you want me to be in. And Carrie captured that picture, and all I do is look like I'm a little drunk after the Cubs game in that picture. Okay, so the next one to talk about is one of the things that happens in there, and this was a recent change in there, is over on the right-hand side of your Facebook page, right in your cover section, you now have a call to action button, or what I call a call to action button. They just created a button for you in there. And over there, it will say something like contact us or link to us or something like that. And you can change that button to be something very specific. And in real estate, I would definitely be creating this as a link or a phone call. And I've kind of gone back and forth on this one. So when you're inside the Facebook account, one of the things that you have the ability to do is you can create a link or promote or edit the call to action button. And when you do this, you have several things that you get to choose from. And by the way, towards the end, I'm going to throw you a link to a little quick piece of paper that you guys can download and have these things for yourselves. Right now, it's kind of hard to show all that stuff because I haven't created 5 cams in this stuff. But in there, you can do a choose button, and you can choose several things like book now, call now, contact us, send me a message, do various things. You can pick any of those. I would say the top 4 are the most logical: send message, contact, call now, or book now. And I would say, to be honest with you, contact us or call now is probably the 2 strongest tools to use right now. Maybe sign up would work too. The reason I bounce between contact us and phone now is statistically speaking. A good question, Carrie. My Facebook page is facebook.com/eprofessorre. I can copy that and put that in there. So when I'm in here, one of the things that you can do in there is change that around there. And getting back to what it was, you have 2 options. I think contact us and call now. And the reason I go with call now is statistics have changed very recently in the last month or so, where more interaction is being done from a mobile device, statistically speaking, than from a desktop or a laptop. So I'm thinking, if I'm in real estate and I'm out and about, if someone has the attention and they're on Facebook anyways, I'd like to have that contact us button, phone button, so they can just simply click on that and it would send a phone call straight to me, to my phone number, straight out. And that could be a great solution for that. And you can do the contact us right now. If you click on that one, it takes straight to my website. And actually, it might even take you anymore. And I played around with so much, it might even take you to like a little landing page of sorts that I want people to go to maybe get various information from my website or things like that. You could say contact us now and send them to a search page if you so chose. I do like it. I think it's an interesting tool. I think it's an extremely overlooked tool because it's only about 8 months old, maybe 8 months old. No, probably not even. And you can do a lot of stuff with it and really make it useful. You do have the option to delete it. I see no purpose in deleting it. In real estate, we have to have, well, you don't have to have, but if you're going to actually be any kind of salesperson, you're going to want a call to action out there of some sort, right? At some point in time, we got to ask for the business. Why not let the page do it for me? Hey, Jennifer, how you doing? So, what's up? So that's the second one. The second one to me is a call to action one. It's a simple change, and I think it's easy, and I think it's really is a must-have, because if you don't have that one done, I really think you're just missing a very easy lead generation tool for yourself. The third one that I like to control is this one. Schedule your posts. So what becomes a problem? How often are most people inside of Facebook? Right? We don't want to be hidden realtor all the time, right? We don't want to be hidden realtors. We don't want to be the realtor where we're here all day long and we're sitting behind our computers and all we're doing is interacting, because we don't sell if we're sitting behind the computer all day. At some point in time, real estate is simple. It is a contact sport. The way I've always said real estate today is simple. It is a situation where it's a contact sport. It's just, when do we make that first touch? When do we make that first hit? And it's getting a little later down the road, but we still have to make that hit at some point in time. And if we are actually doing business, I can't be in front of here posting 2 to 3 times a day, or even once a day necessarily, and getting all that out there and interacting with these people and getting people to contact me and getting the desired action I want. But what you can do is you can schedule posts. So from your business page, or even from an app, and by the way, just in case you guys aren't aware from this, iPhones, I think my Windows has this too, but iPhones and Androids both can download what's called a Page Manager app, a Facebook Page Manager app, and you can put all your posts from there and share from there, and you can schedule posts from there. It becomes really nice. So you're on the road, and you're out and about, mobile, you can post without being on your website. Thank you, Carrie. Facebook Pages app. I forget the name of it is. I just know what it looks like, a little flag. And so when you're there, you have that ability to do that and get that done. And when you schedule posts, what I do typically is I'm out there pretty much every Sunday, and I'm doing some work. I'm reading articles. I got this stuff out there, and I come into my business page. I log into my business page. I come down to my status button, and where it says publish, there's an arrow right next to a little button, little arrow going down. I click on that. I have 3 options: schedule, backdraft, or save draft, and I can schedule it. And when I schedule it, it's going to ask me for a couple of things. Let's just write one out here real quick. Test for tomorrow post. And when I do it, it's going to ask me a date and time. Right off the bat, it's going to be basically 10 minutes after where you are right now. I can pick a new date, pick a new time, and I can schedule it. And when I schedule it, it'll go off to Netherlands, and it will sit there, and it will go out at that point in time. And it looks like I am posting live and going from there. Now, you can use other tools like Hootsuite. I know Carrie's a big Hootsuite fan. You can use these tools like Hootsuite to get that done, and you can schedule from there as well. And when you do that, you can do it from there too. And there's other tools. There's a ton of tools that will let you post and do that from there. I just like it from Facebook, because what I always worry about Facebook is Facebook likes the genuineness and the environment of being inside of Facebook. So I'm nervous. I love Hootsuite. I still use it. I use it more as an aggregator in a way of reading stuff and interacting with people. But when I'm posting and I'm doing things, I still do it inside Facebook, because I worry about them turning on and off switches saying this works or this doesn't work. Because when you see it, you post it from Hootsuite, you will see it say via Hootsuite. And just like when you post videos from YouTube, it's a hit on you. Again, it's not a detrimental hit necessarily, but it is a hit. So since I don't have faith in them, not changing the rules halfway through the game, I just stay inside the environment and go from there. And it seems to work for me quite well. I do get hits all the time. Now, consistency helps too, and that's where almost all of us will fall short. But for me, Sunday, I will post somewhere between 5 and 10 posts, depending on what I see in articles and what I have going on. And when you're there, it goes golden, and it's there, and it's posted. And I got to think about it. And I laughed. I was teaching a class to a bunch of realtors, MRED class, MLS class, for those of you that aren't local folks. And I was talking to an agent, and the agent literally said, "I just thought you did nothing but Facebook." I said, "No, I'm on Facebook less than probably 20 minutes a day, but it doesn't look like it, because I have all that stuff already planned. It already goes out, and it makes me look incredibly smart." Thanks for the retweet, guys. I appreciate that. Any help to get this going is extremely helpful. And again, if you guys have questions, for you, those that are there, /Q. So it's a /Q, and then you write your question out. It will go. We'll see it, and it will help for that. Always helpful. Appreciate it. Just in case you guys aren't aware of that. I can imagine. Why are you frustrated? And we'll bring you on here in a second.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll bring her in and let her talk about it.
But if you get, yeah, so actually hold that thought. Give me a few more minutes. We'll talk about the top 5, and then what I'm really hoping for is some interaction. And we'll see if we can't help some of that strategies out. But again, I do like scheduling because I think it's easy and it just makes life really, really, really nice. And it makes me look solid. I mean, it makes anybody look solid. Like we know what we're doing and what's going on. And again, it stays inside the Facebook rules of the game. So that was 3. 4. I don't know which one I should do here. Let's do this one. I'm going to leave photos for the last. Minimum number of followers. This is huge for a lot of things. So I'm going to talk about 3 basic numbers that I think are kind of the minimum, especially from a real estate perspective. 1, I think a must-have is you must have a minimum number of followers. First place, as far as Facebook is concerned, you need to have 25 followers to have a branded URL, and you do want a branded URL. It's not the end of the world if you don't have one, but if you have 25 followers, it will go out and it will get that done for you. And then you can brand that all you want. 2, 35. 35 will let you get insights, and insights are an awesome tool for you guys. And what insights is Facebook analytics to see how you're posting and how your business page is doing and how you're reacting. You can learn things of like, are certain posts growing for you? Are certain ads working for you? What time are people coming on and checking your Facebook page? So what time should you be posting? For instance, most of us are probably between 7 and 9 at night because that's when people come on. But if you don't, you can change that around and see where the best posting goes. For instance, I was posting all my stuff basically about 7 o'clock in the morning because that's when I was getting up. So I figured that's what we should do. And I started changing my schedule to be a little bit later in the day. So I was getting better reaction all the time. And so I think Insights is huge, and Insights is an amazing tool. And Insights itself is a whole nother blab session altogether because that's got so much detail and so much analytics that can really help you out. But the next minimum number I think is huge, and it really goes to how you're going to build something that actually is going to have traction on your business page. When you look at social marketing people that are out there, they're going to say a minimum of 1,000 people. I don't think I necessarily agree with that, but there is definitely a minimum number of people you're going to have in here to actually grab any traction. And what I have seen, this is all rhetorical, mind you. I haven't really done any analytics on this, but for me, the number I have seen is you need to really shoot, and I think it could be for any small business really. You want to have at least 400 people in your likes that are liking your business page. That seems to be a number where I have seen people break through and they actually convert on business. Now, with that being said, it is always quality over quantity. So just don't go out there and throw massive crazy ads out there just trying to get up to your 400. It doesn't matter. For instance, my numbers right now is very low and I don't care, but the business I'm getting from that and things I get from that are great. So I don't push that, and I'm trying to grow it very, very naturally, and I'm testing things. The other thing is always follow the 80-20 rule. Now for small businesses, I think that becomes a little interesting. But I know, we'll talk to you, Jennifer, in a bit, see how things are working for you. But from a Facebook perspective, I can definitely tell you this. I have realtors all the time trying to beg me to get on their business page, and I'm not the right market for them. I am not a customer. I'm not a client. It's an 80-20 rule. So if you want to have realtors, have 20% of them be realtors. Don't have any more, because it's going to change your ad perspective. It's going to change how you market to people. It's going to change everything and be marketing to the wrong group of people. And you're not going to understand why you get no traction out of that. Yeah. And I'm with Carrie. I don't hardly ever like any others, but I usually try to educate them on why, because I just think it's a bad strategy.
And I think, I think that's a big deal with Facebook, period, because I see so many agents who have 2,000 friends, but 1,800 of them are all other agents. So, outside of some masterminding, you're not using that as a marketing platform at all.
Yeah, no, and I would agree. And that goes for the personal page too. And that's where I made my big mistake. When we first got taught this, we got taught, boom, 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 put as many people on here. You got 5,000, get as many people in here. And that's proven to be a very bad strategy in life. It's definitely having some effect. And actually, it's probably something I shouldn't admit out loud. But the honest answer is right now, I use the birthday section of Facebook. If I don't feel like I should wish you a happy birthday, I remove you as a friend.
I do the same thing.
So So Terry, if I accidentally friend you, then you kind of know what's going on. But it's one of those things where I just do that, and because there's just too many, I have too many realtors in there, and it's messing up my news feed. Now, again, we can talk about this in a separate total Facebook blab session, but there are ways of organizing if you have a muddied friend list now, there are still ways of organizing that, so you can still kind of control who you're liking it and getting a more controlled environment on that news feed. So you're making the most out of that news feed as well. But I think to me, one of the first ways of doing it is cleaning out that friend list and making it something that's really, really, really more useful. And that, I know we're talking business page, but that profile page is only going to help you understand who's in your group and how you need to talk versus what's going on. It all kind of relates together. So I'm all over that, and I just think it's kind of crazy just to see all the people that have Facebook. And I've actually had some pretty heated discussions with people about that. Now, again, if you are a referral agent and that's what you're going for business, then make us all realtors and put us in your page. You still won't get me to like it, but do it anyways. But most agents are looking for consumers. You're not looking for referral business, which is another mistake. So that's 4. The last one here, before we start trying to bring some people in here and having some questions, is I think the biggest one out here, because it sets your image and sets everything out there, and that's your cover photos. Everyone just goes out there and puts a quick little photo back there. And I think it is a mistake. You need to hire somebody to do this. Use Fiverr.com. I'm just discovering right now Elance, and I'm really liking Elance. It's a little more money, but they're building better products. But build that cover photo and lay some groundwork of what's going on, representing who you are, representing what your business is related to. Again, one of the ones I like too, and I reference quite a bit, is Realty Austin. I would go reference those guys. I think those guys do an amazingly great job with their business page. See if I can pull it up here real quick and give you a link. I think they do some fun stuff with it that I just like. And I think they make some fun. And I think, again, being a Chicago person, I like what Dreamtown does. I think they really grab some good pictures out there that really show some fun stuff in there. Okay, let's capture that.
I'm just pulling up this Canva that Carrie's talking about right now. So
Canva I like too. It's the only thing I love Canva, and I think Canva's great, and I think PicMonkey's great too. The only thing I ever worry about these, you have to be a creative mind to get the most out of these. If you're not creative, it will work, but it's going to affect you in a bad way. For instance, if you actually go to my real estate page, it's a listing of one of my listings, and it's fair, but it looks horrible because I'm just not that kind of creative. That's why I like Fiverr, or I like that, who actually have people that are actually creative. And that's why I like Elance. For a little extra money, you can do this. Now, I would also create more than one photo. And when you create these photos, there's a couple things that you can do with this. There's a couple things you can do with this stuff that makes it really, really nice. One, when you put these pictures in, over on the right-hand side, you can write text writing about what this thing is and what the purpose of it is. So when you're doing this, you can do some things that are really simple. One, put a link in that text, and it will link to whatever you're going to. So if you had, like you were bragging about an open house event, put a couple open house pictures together inside your cover photo in the description area, send it to a link to the open houses, that, a list of all the open houses that you have going in that area, and put it out there. If it is a list, if it's a picture representing kind of like your website, then put it back to your website. I think you can do a lot of things in here. Hey, Martin, how's it going? I think you guys can do a lot of amazing things. Hey, Don, I didn't see you come in. I think you guys can do a lot of things to really make this good. But I think to take advantage of this is where we miss out. You got to have a quality picture, but you also got to take advantage of that description area where you can actually market well. And when you're in there, you can have people click on it. And actually, I've seen some people, and Realty Austin was one of them, where they actually made their photo look like a search box. They had a little nice scenery background, and it looked like you could search for homes in there. When you clicked on it, it took them basically to the preview page, and you could click on the link, and it would take them straight to their website. So it was kind of nice how it just gave them the idea of what's going on and how to take advantage of it. And they actually get pretty good interaction going all the time. And I like what they do, and I think they do some good things. And again, I also like what Dreamtown does. I think they take advantage of a lot of things. But with that photo, it needs to be
Really, I think some events or a real strong call to action, what you're doing, have some things out there. And I'd make it seasonal. At this point in time, I think you should have at least 4, if not 5 to 6 at some point in time, where you have the seasons and maybe a couple of major holidays, wishing people happy birthdays or happy Christmas or Merry Christmas or happy Hanukkah or whatever it may be. You have that kind of stuff that exists out there that makes life really nice and really easy to get this done. And to me, I left it as the last one to talk about, but I put it in my first one on my cheat sheet for you guys, for the pure fact that I think it's one of the most important ones. I wanted to leave it for last year, but when you guys see it on the cheat sheet, I want to just kind of hit home that that's really the first thing you guys need to take care of, because it represents who you are and it's your branding right now. And if it does not represent you and what you're looking at, you're missing out. And that kind of goes with the cover, the profile photo as well on your business page. But that one's the reason the profile photo is important is that's what's going on the news feed all the time. But I think the first thing to worry about is your cover photo.
So on the cover photo,
you want to sneak in real quick, Jennifer?
Yeah, bring her in if she's got to go.
You got to go. Come in real quick. It's open. Nope, she left us. Dang. So what were you going to say?
I was going to say, because of the nature of our business, do we need to have our brokerage information, fair housing, anything like that that's visible? I mean, and why I'm asking this question. So
the reason I'm laughing, I was just talking with Carrie on the way home today, and we were getting extremely fired up on some of those things. So we're going to stay away from one particular conversation is that we kind of disagree with some of the interpretations right now.
Well, there's always a specific interpretation that
so much so you made me take my hat off.
Right. Well, I mean, you and I battle a specific interpretation every single day. That's why I'm asking, from a mastermind standpoint,
so here's what I'm going to tell you.
Where should some of that stuff be?
Right. So from caveat of all caveats, here's what I'm going to tell you. You have to make sure that you confirm with your broker and your local state laws that exist in your areas, right? Bar none. 2, to me, the thing you got to do is make sure that you are representing who you are and everything out there. And then at any point in time, could they click on that image or click somewhere else and not know what represents you? If that is the case at all times, you need to have that branding and logo. That's just basic laws. I think it's a little, I'll leave that out. I'll just bite my tongue. But yes, there are, as Gary's saying, and we're going to stay away from that a little bit right now. There are some ethics citations that are coming out that are brand new, especially in Illinois, that are going to change some of the things that we have to do, which, again, I'm not going down that road right now. We're going to stay positive and move forward. But yes, basically, I say the simplest way to do this is if you have any doubts, put your branding in the page. It does, again, depending on state laws, it really doesn't have to be too big for that stuff. And I don't really think it hurts too much to have it in there anyways, because you need to represent who you are and what business you're in, and you're in the business of real estate. So I always like having that branding in there somewhere, somehow, so people understand who I am, whether it's my sign, whether it's, just a complete different logo that's just in the page somewhere. But here's what I just think that you got to be on point, and you got to make sure that at any point in time that you think that image or that post can get somewhere outside of people not knowing who you are, then I think, to be safe, you got to put that kind of branding in there that represents who you are from a real estate perspective.
Because it's technically marketing.
Correct.
So everything that we have, especially in Illinois, it is all supposed to be on the landing page, fairly easy to find. That's why I'm asking that.
No,
I don't have it on mine, but I mean, the information is there. It's just not, I don't have the equal housing logo or anything like that on a Facebook page. So
to me, it's got to be easily accessible, right? So if I go to my real estate page, hopefully I haven't deleted it yet. Over on the left-hand side, you got to answer those questions anyways.
Right.
I wonder what happened. Ooh, maybe they took me out. Okay. Oh, no, I know why, because I'm not there. There we go. So I don't know, and I'm trying to get confirmation. And like I said, I know me and Carrie are doing it. But to me, in my about section, And on the front page, I see that where my address is. I see I'm part of Keller Williams Realty. And if I go to my About section, I see that I'm there. My personal opinion is I would wish that to be enough. But to me, if I have to wish, then I think I need to put more to be safe.
Right.
But it just becomes one of those things. I have concerns with it. I understand it's marketing, but right. And that's a good point too. When you're talking about that, you're talking about like branding, but right now the equal housing is a suggestion. You don't have to have that in there. Realtor, things like that.
Right.
That's a good point, Carrie. That's a very good point. I do think it becomes something that you got to be mindful of, and really, and it's becoming tough right now because I don't know if it's always being communicated very well. Social media is changing so dramatically, and it's changing so dramatically how business is being done. That information inside of real estate, anyways, is changing just as quickly, and I think the governmental powers that are making these decisions are having a hard time relaying that communication to us. And so I think there's going to be interesting things that happen with that that need to be very on point, and we got to stay very alert to what's going on. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's a big lab. Yeah, and we were talking about that earlier. So that's kind of the top 5. I don't know, Terry, unless you got something to say, we can kind of try to open the mic up and see if anybody's got their insights or their others or things like that. So we got 2 open spots. If anybody wants to kind of come in and play and ask a question. I wish we could have got Jennifer on. I guess I talked too much too fast. Get Jennifer on, or get anybody on here that wants to come play and ask some questions, or even give their thought on some strategies that they seem to like. Because at the end, I'm going to give you one extra idea as a little cheat I'm going to save towards the end that I really like adding, that I think a lot of people miss out on. See if Carrie. Hey, Carrie. Can you hear me?
I got a new pop-up. Wait, I got to take a clip. It says, do I want to notify my 196 followers that I'm on air? Of course.
They've added some really neat new functionality.
I got to hold on. I got to take a picture of this because now this will be my new blog post.
And just for anybody else, if you guys want to ask questions, you don't want to be part of the video feed, I understand. Just /Q and that will ask questions. And I will be happy, and Terry and probably even Carrie will be happy to answer any questions you got.
Oh, yeah, I got the 13-year-old behind me. Oh, I should turn off the game.
The game's over. What game? There's no game that matters now.
The next one.
Yeah, no game matters now. We got a couple days off.
Nothing at all. Nothing. See, go Cubs.
Just to see who was going to play.
We're going to win. I don't care. Did anybody, quick topic tangent. Did anybody see the Colbert monologue about the Cubs winning it all?
No, I haven't seen anything yet.
So YouTube it and tell me if it doesn't get anybody the heebie-jeebies. Because if you're a true Cubs fan, he taunts the curse. And I thought it was hysterical, but I was also just a little happy, nervous at the same time. Go YouTube.
Oh, no, we don't want that. I'll go look at it later.
So what's up, Carrie? What I know now, Carrie, one basic ground rule.
I will not debate with you, Justin.
No, well, I don't care debating.
That's what I want to hear. That's the only reason I'm here.
Stay away from what we talked about on the
I won't talk about that here. No.
That's the only.
I don't know. I'm not 100% yet. I need an answer first. Then I'll get back to you.
So that's the only rule. So tell me what is one of your favorite things that you do on your Facebook page? Because I know you're a Hootsuite fan. What are the favorite things you do that is giving you some strong solutions?
Well, I use Facebook without even going into the advanced things. I use our MLS and I get content and I post the content because people like statistics. And I like the fact that it comes with a photo. So when I share it on Facebook, mine automatically feeds to Twitter. Most of us do that. Mm-hmm. Terry, I don't know if yours feeds to Twitter, but whenever I post on Facebook, it automatically goes to my Twitter page. And because I schedule, I just use statistics, and I go to the MLS and I get data, and I'll share the data, whether live or not. And I find that it actually helps when people look for statistics in the cities I work in. So I like good content, and I like to build my own content. I can reshare your content, and I will, because that's how I use Hootsuite. I use their RSS feeds, and I feed blog posts that are automatically updated. But when it comes to Facebook, I like to post my own content.
I think that's important. I mean, I think that's important in social media overall. I think you just get so much more out of it when you do create your own and post your own content.
Yeah, there was I don't know if it was HubSpot, but I received an article today that talked about content. Content is truly what drives engagement, and especially when it's your own content. And for us as real estate agents, if we just go research our cities that we work in, we have great content because we can post about it. We can talk about it. Like Justin said, you talk about what's happening, the events, the holiday events. You know, trick-or-treating is probably next weekend in most downtown areas. All you got to do is share it, and people will reshare it. Sure. And they'll love it. Oops, I had to put these on because someone told me I had feedback last time.
Yeah, that will happen in here. They don't do the same thing Skype does and eliminate that echo noise.
So,
no, and I do like that. So, and that does bring up a good point. Again, it's kind of a little, I would say it's kind of Facebook 102 and not 101 stuff. But there are also, and I think it's a good thing to bring up though, is when you are finding your platform to talk, and we're talking about Facebook today, so let's assume that we are making Facebook our main platform. There's all sorts of tools out there that will let you repost that information to Twitter, to Google Plus, to Instagram. You can do it through IFTTT. So there's all ways you can do that way and bring everything back here where the conversation is always in one environment. And that's always, I think, is always a great idea. Find the platform you want to be on, and then spread everything out one way and bring everything back to the same environment. And you see a lot of people doing that with Google Plus, and it worked very well. And Facebook's trying to duplicate that same strategy.
Yeah, and and one thing you said, I know this will be your next blab, but insights. What I found is I actually get business from Facebook. I do use my business page, but I have more people inbox me about real estate. I had someone inbox me about an hour ago about real estate. So the insights have really helped me determine where my market is. So in just doing research on social media, Facebook is probably where my market is because of my age. So I really, 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 truly try to use Facebook every day, even though I'm on the other social sites, whether it's automated or not. I haven't received a lead off of LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Plus. It's just helping me build my digital footprint. But Facebook is truly where my network is. Now, I have received leads off of LinkedIn, but that's for speaking. That's like totally different. But when it comes to real estate leads, I get more engagement. People like to talk to me about real estate, and I've really learned how to use it. And because I was an early adopter, I think that, again, my age, because, my oldest is 25, so I'm old. My network is on Facebook.
I thought you were a millennial.
Did you?
No, I knew.
Thank you. My story is the other day we were in Aldi, and my husband, we were in line, and the cashier, they always say, "Do you want cash back?" And he was like, "Yeah, $1 million." And the Aldi rep says, "Your son is so funny." I was like, they always think my husband is my son. The same age.
Does he let you live that down?
Oh, he didn't. He just smiled the entire time. He didn't. I said, "You're not going to say a word." He said, "Absolutely not." Yeah.
So do you see that you get more engagement off of anything specific that you post? When do you put stats out there? What exactly is it, if anything?
I used to do Live with Carrie on Thursdays, and way before Blab. And I would get more engagement when I would post a question or allow people to be surveyed and ask them, it could be as simple as, do you know anyone that could be losing their house? Do you have questions about short sales or foreclosures? Don't just walk away. So when I pose a question and it makes people think, I get more interaction. But I've learned to say, if this is a private matter, email me, call me, or inbox me. Don't post it right in the feed. Right. But I push things out there so people will chat with me. And that's how I get more engagement when I pose a question. And Justin was right. When you have these contests, I'm not big on contests with Halloween or anything. I haven't even thought about doing it. But I've learned that if I post like I have my campaign right now is home ownership. So whenever I talk about home ownership, I will post things like, think you can't own, think again. Click now to start the process. Warning, renting is hazardous to your wealth. Stop investing in your landlord's dream and then show them why. I get more people that will call me, whether they can buy or not. It starts the conversation, because there are so many people out there that could be first-time buyers or first-generational buyers, and they could be people I went to high school with or grade school with, and they're not buying because they think they need to have a lot of money when they just don't understand. And I'm really good with first-generational buyers. I'm good with people that have never owned. And I recently, 60 years old, because no one told them. Because their parents didn't own, no one else owned, their grandparents didn't own, so they just don't know. So when you pose questions that make people think, that has really changed things. And I'll say Blab, just Blab in general. Whenever I'm on Blab, I get more Twitter followers. I think my Twitter counter says I probably get 40 new followers a week because of Blab.
Wow.
I don't get 40 new followers. I get added to about 5 new lists.
I get added to
I'm sorry, Justin.
I don't mind that. I don't worry about. To be honest with you, as far as Twitter goes, the experienced people, lists are where it's at.
Yeah, I'm good with that. And I get a lot of engagement depending on the topic. Like Thursday, we have a pretty good topic. But I get a lot of engagement, again, depending on the topic. And I think Blab is really a lot better during the day. I think. I'm not sure yet.
That's the question we've been asking. So,
it's interesting.
Because I'm not on there at all during the day, so that's why I'm curious.
And Blab could be addicting. You could sit on it all day long, just because there's some really cool people that come on. Kim Garst does a Periscope. I swear she's on every day and every Monday. So she probably had 300 people on a Periscope just because she is who she is. And she's got a few publications.
Right.
But so far, I don't know what the topic was. But Marky and I had a whole lot of people on Blab, and it might have been at 9 a.m. and on a Saturday.
That I can see.
That I can see on a weekend, yeah.
Right. So
weekends could be interesting, but it also be tough. Everyone's got schedules, especially from a realtor perspective. Hopefully at 9 o'clock they're already out hitting the first home.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have to show houses too. I forgot.
Yeah, there you got to hire that showing assistant somewhere down the road.
Yeah, I'm trying to find one. I'm trying to find a really good person that would love to help me.
You need to find that husband of yours and tell him to be that guy.
My son, he can go. I'm telling you, if he just sat for a week, he has a photographic memory. I need him to go take the test.
There you go.
He's the one.
There you go.
Oh, where are you going? Oh, come say hi. My husband just walked in. He came in from school. Somehow he changed his clothes. He's going to play basketball. He's a kid. He's a big kid.
I'll go play basketball. I haven't done that in a couple months.
Oh, he plays basketball with the 20-year-olds. He really does think he's a kid.
I stopped doing that.
Me too, Jeff.
I gave up on that thought. I got no ankles for that anymore. No ankles. So again, if anybody wants to join in, ask questions, or you got an open seat here, anybody can try to ask a tough question or do whatever, or even volunteer. We'll put a hint out like Jason did last week and throw some of his own unique ideas. That was always fun too. So
yeah, that's what I was just thinking. If he's in here, I'd love to hear if, number one, does he have a page, for his podcast, and then how does he kind of, promote that, and what kind of engagement he gets. I see he's still in the room. I don't know if he might be watching Cubs replays. Who knows?
Well, hopefully.
Right. Someone keeps saying that they have a big celebration. I was trying to find it.
Oh, it's crazy.
Oh, there he comes.
What channel?
There it is.
We guilted him into it.
Oh,
a new person.
Yeah, we met Jason last week. He's in
Arizona. He's got a podcast. He's going to kill me because I won't remember. Valley of the Sun, maybe?
Yeah. Possibly. Yep, VOS. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, he has a Manny cam.
Yeah. He was talking about the virtues of that last week as well.
Oh, I forgot I can't give myself high fives.
How about that?
I was going to try to send you a picture, Justin. I need him to come in so you have 4 people. You know, the more people you have in the room, the better. It actually pushes you up to the top of the Blab live Blabs. And the more people that give you high fives, that actually, and the more people you can get in the room. We need to push your Blab up.
Yeah, we did this last week, and me and Terry got to get in the habit of doing that because we haven't really doing. I think we were done. We had like 20 apiece or something like that.
Yeah, because I'm focused on what's going on and talking. And
we didn't do a real good job with that. Okay,
Yeah,
get in here. Hey, there we go.
There he is.
Hopefully, you can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, to answer your question about Facebook, I really don't do much with Facebook. I'll be honest, man. I use that for personal stuff.
I don't either. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I probably need to do more with Facebook. The only thing I've done with Facebook is run Facebook. And I actually ran an ad to promote my podcast. It cost me like $5 to use it or to promote the ad, and I got 1,000.
And that's kind of where I was going. You know, have you done anything on Facebook, you know, as far as the podcast goes?
Yeah, that's it. I will post my episodes or shows or whatever on Facebook. Yeah, I don't get much interaction or back and forth questions.
Got it. Yeah. That's kind of, I don't use Facebook a ton myself. I just want to play with it a little bit. You know, like I ran a 1-day ad for about $10. I got an $800,000 buyer off of it. Now that's not going to happen all the time, but those are just kind of the things that I was playing around with.
Yeah. No, the thing I think about Facebook is it's kind of, you've already got your sphere. You've already got your friend group. Where like some of the other social media, you're able to reach out to more people, such as Twitter, that aren't necessarily in your view. I don't shares or likes or anything like that.
Right.
Just will comment, hey, good job on that. Reshare it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think
Whoa.
Oh, who's got the echo?
Is it me? I'm sorry.
No, did you take it off?
Hold on. Jeez, you know I got this great, awesome mic. You know.
It don't cancel,
I
unfortunately.
hear Jason. He was breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
I'm going to shut down some extra windows I got, so maybe that'll.
I do think Jason brings a good point, and I think a lot of people miss out on that. You know, everyone knew Google for advertising purposes. Right now, Google's expensive. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, that's the places to look for advertising outside those normal niches. And Facebook actually, per click, is one of the cheapest out there today. So, you know, I would say you're lucky, Terry. Now, I think the 800 is lucky, but I think finding a buyer on Facebook for doing an advertising, not so strange.
No, not at all.
And I've heard the algorithms for Facebook and the, how you can really narrow down your audience, if you will, for your advertising is like spot on. That's whatever they do. It's like as accurate as it can be. So it's not kind of the sky where you're looking for, employee Honeywell, and maybe you'll get a hit, maybe you won't get a hit. Make sure to hit just the employees at Honeywell if that's what you're looking for. And I've heard that from several different people who use Facebook advertising.
Yeah. Did everybody catch all that? 'Cause I'll be honest, I missed part of that.
Did I
No,
break
I
up?
mean, he's breaking up a little bit, but I think
Yeah,
he talked about the Facebook ads a little bit. That's kind of what I heard.
Okay.
I'm shutting down I've shut down just about every I have.
I think it's more your mic, to be honest with you, Jason. You sound a little distant.
And you'll hear like 5 words, and then you'll kind of fade out for a couple, and then you come back in.
Is it better now?
Podcasters.
Yes. So far.
Yeah. Kids. I don't know if it's. Hopefully, it's working better now. Hopefully, the sound is working much better.
Sounds good.
All right. So I was just saying on the algorithm for Facebook, it seems as though it's very accurate to whatever you're trying to advertise, who you're advertising to. So if you promote to age group 18 to 20-year-olds, it absolutely hits that and nobody else. It really very, very targeted in its algorithm. Where like if you do the clicks for Google and stuff like that, I hear it's not as precise, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it, as Facebook has their ads set up to be.
Okay.
Well, there's even some neat little tricks inside of Facebook as advertising where you can actually go after interest groups, right? So when that says interest, you can actually go after a very specific page. So if you're in a market area and you were trying to get that done, you could actually say, I want to go after, maybe a very popular restaurant in that area, and you just want to market to that restaurant, like pagers. And then you can hit that group of people, and the more stuff you get, the better your cost per click is always going to be in that group.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard the same, and I've even thought about it as a realtor on your side of the fence to promote open houses. I've had a couple of realtors do that. They've gotten some good traffic from doing a Facebook ad in that particular neighborhood.
Yeah.
Or zip code. Or yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But just for me in general, Facebook has just been the go-to for. I get more organic leads from Facebook. And it just could be because I've been on Facebook for as long as they've allowed me to be on Facebook. So I have a great following on my personal page.
Yeah. I think there's a talent to Facebook too, a little bit. My wife is really good about posting little stuff about her day or stuff that's kind of interesting or whatever, but not quirky about taking, a food picture or something like that. She'll post something that's kind of, engaging or kind of enticing, if you will. And I'm not that talented. Like I'll post like watching the Cardinals game or go Cardinals or something, something like that. But that's it. People, right? Because
not those Cardinals.
What is that? What are the Cardinals? I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, he's from Arizona. He's on football. We're done with a whole different group of Cardinals.
We're still trying to pray for the Cubs, because what was the movie? Back to the Future said that the Cubs are going to win in 2015.
Yeah.
If that actually comes true, everyone needs to buy that movie, and that movie will make a new living.
I think it already is.
Are you serious? I didn't even know that. Back to the Future predicted that the Cubs would win in 2015.
You got to go watch the second movie.
Yeah. And the funny thing is they said that they would beat the Miami Marlins, but obviously that can't happen. But right. We actually have the Miami Marlins, but we didn't have them in 1989 or whatever time that movie came out. So they actually predicted that there would be a Miami Marlins baseball team.
Yeah, that's crazy. Holy cow.
I didn't realize that. Holy cow.
Yeah.
There's some inside trading going on or something there.
Telling you.
What I've learned and the other thing I've learned on Facebook is the more authentic I am every day. And yes, I do cheat a little bit, Justin. I post on Instagram every day and I feeds right over to Facebook, but I get more people that engage with me and my posts, whether I'm on my business page or my personal page, they sit in the top of everybody's feeds because I get a lot of interaction. People just chat with me all day long. Like they think I'm on Facebook all day long. And it could be just as simple as a photo of, here in Illinois, it's starting to get cold. So all of our leaves are different colors. So I post just the trees and I talk about what I'm doing that day. And people engage with me. And right now it's Coffee with Carrie. So if you can find me, you can have coffee with me and ask me anything. That's my theme.
So is that the Coffee with Carrie? Is it a Where's Waldo thing?
Yes. Where's Carrie? If you can find me.
Oh, that's easy. I know you on Swarm. I can find you anytime I want.
So now, Carrie, then on your business page, you post things that are not necessarily personal, but a little more engaging, right? Like I separate the two. I have a personal page and I have a business page, but the business page is about what's happening in the market. I don't necessarily post what's happening in my personal life on that page.
Well, it's rare that I'm posting on my business page about my personal life. I do post on just my personal page, but the way Facebook works is if you're posting on your personal page and you get a lot of engagement, when you post on your business page, it pushes your business page up to anyone that's liked it. So it actually helps you in the rankings on both. So yes, if I'm posting on my business page, like during a football game, like I'm usually praying during the Bears game, but if I will talk on both pages, because there are people that are on my business page that I haven't let onto my personal page. So I'll have conversation on both about the Bears game, because the truth is sports affects home ownership for some people. They want to live where the games are. So I will talk about it.
We're going to sell real estate, let me tell you. But to go back to what you said, though, Jason, one thing I want to point out, you talk to a lot of social marketers that are out there. They actually find that posting, not all the time, obviously, but posting specific personal things on their business page has always gotten them the best interaction on that page. For instance, there's a person I watch. Her name is Amy Porterfield. She's a Facebook lady. And at one point in time, she was getting a new puppy, and she asked for, on her business page, potty training tips. She says that the number of responses she got from that has never been met.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So again, if you're doing a business page, you want to be there for business. Otherwise, what's the point? But to interact and to mix in some personal stuff on that page is always going to be strong for one big reason. What people are doing here inside of Facebook, and what we're doing is we're building, even in here, and even in Blab, we're building implicit relationships with everybody that's following us.
Right.
So they think they know us and they feel like they know us, and we're giving them such strong value items that exist out there that anytime that you're asking for help back, they are going to come back twofold.
That makes sense.
Giving them opportunities to give back, it feels like they're helping and they're being part of the family, so to speak.
Right. No.
And it becomes huge. So again, business mostly, yes, but again, use that 80-20 rule. I always think put a little bit of personal every so often and lay it out there. Like I think Carrie throws her very cold October pictures in there. Put it in there at one time. I might have to stop liking you though, Carrie, because I want summer still.
No, my husband is moving to Florida every week. He is like, I'm out of here. He just does not want it to be cold.
I'll caravan with him.
Right.
So what do you guys do to increase your likes on your Facebook business page? Because I've, promoted it, done everything I can, but I'm stuck at 50 likes. I can't get over it.
Really? And I guess for me, I use it. I actually, when I went to Facebook years ago to the business page, I posted on my personal page. I posted my business page on my personal page, and I said I have a goal to get 100 likes by June 1st. I had 100 likes in 24 hours.
Wow.
So yeah,
because people want to help you with your goals. So have you thought about tweeting or on your podcast? Do you tell everybody where you are all the time to redirect? Because I'm always redirecting, and I'm a CE instructor in the state of Illinois. So probably between Justin and I, we talk to 400 to 1,000 real estate agents every month. So I'm always redirecting. And I tell real estate agents don't like my page, but everyone else, if I can get in front of you, I'm asking you to like my page.
Right. Yeah. I've just I've shied away from it. I don't know why. I need to probably promote it more. I just haven't done it. I don't know why.
But if you have a personal page and you have people
Yeah, I've got I don't know. I'm not one of those type of guys on Facebook that, has friends with friends who have friends who have friends. I've just got my close friends on there. And so it's only probably about, 120 people on there.
Okay.
And so I don't have a big Facebook page kind of thing.
But you have a huge Twitter following.
I don't know if it's huge. It's like 15.
What an email list.
Yeah, 1,500 people on my Twitter following.
I mean, that's better than most. So, I don't know what kind of email marketing you use, but everything I send out has like me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.
Yeah. And LinkedIn, I've got over 3,000 contacts on there. So it's pretty big on LinkedIn.
So Jason, I put a bunch of options that have helped many people grow their stuff, and they're pretty easy. One Carrie just talked about. One, I think the easiest one is to send your business page all the way over and say, come like my page. Again, make it like a job. I got a goal to hit X number. Boom, done. People are going to be happy to help out. Two, one of the things I think is always, don't do it all the time, but interrelate. So you put a post on Facebook and you think you want to get more traction, share it. Come from your side of the personal profile page, go find that post, share it. You're going to get likes almost implicitly by, especially if it's an article or something, or like when your podcast you're trying to get out, it's going to get likes. 3, here's a trick that was going to be my last tip of the day. And since we're about 8 or past 8, we might as well do it now. One of these that people really don't know about that you can do inside of Facebook is on your personal profile page. You have that about section, right?
Yep.
In there, at one point in time, they asked you to add your work and education information in there. If you come in there and you add a workplace where it says company, type your Facebook business page in there. It will pop up eventually, and give yourself your own title, whatever you want it to be. And now that's a linkable post on your profile page of your personal page that takes you immediately to your business page. And that
okay, start over. Say that again.
See, no one knows this.
Yeah,
see,
that's good.
Say that again. I'm going to do it at the same time.
So when you're on your personal profile page, you're not in the business account, you're on your personal profile page. You come to the about section. You add workplace. Type your business page in there.
Wait, so where it says work and education or?
Yeah, so work and education, you're going to click on that and you're going to add.
Oh, okay.
And then you're going to start typing in the company section. You're going to start typing the name of your business page.
Yeah, of course I knew this, Justin.
Of course you did. I'm telling you, every time I'm going to come up with something no one knows. Every time. And then you type it in there. It will populate out. You can give yourself your own title. You can call yourself a CEO or chief speaking officer. Make something fun out of it. I call myself the big boss, just because.
Okay. And, don't put the URL. Just put the.
No, not the URL. Literally the business page name. However you entered that in there before.
What did you put in there? Did you put in real estate agent, or did you put in there?
Well, for me, I put professor of real estate because that was the name of my business page. So you're talking for the title, the position?
Yeah, I have like 5 business pages.
For the position, I just put something like, I think I put big boss.
I mean like I have a realtor page. I have a continuing education page.
To be honest with you, I mean, you could put all of them in there if you really wanted to, but I would just put the one that you're trying to market to and trying to make your name for at this particular point. So for me, real estate's in there, but I'm trying to do the training and speaking business, so it's the professor of real estate page. And really what I should change is I should change the title to be chief presenting officer or something like that. Make it fun because this isn't SEO related. This is more trying to get people's attention to go, what the heck does this mean? Right? You're trying to get their attention to move over. It's not going to be SEO. They're not going to gain any of that value. So have fun with it, with the title.
Okay. Done.
Right.
Cool. Thank you.
You can call you the marquee instructor or something like that and see if you can get marquee worked up.
I might have to. Yeah, join us on Thursday at 7:00 because we got Katie Lance.
I saw that. That'll be good.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
So,
well, you got the picture in there this time. Cool. That's a good photo. Well, every time I look like I'm a little drunk, so I don't know what the heck's going on with those pictures you're taking, Carrie.
Don't worry, they're all on Pinterest already.
Nice. So I just could be drunk all over the place. If I'm going to do that, I need to start drinking.
It's my goal.
But yeah, that was the last tip I was going to leave everybody with, because I think that's the one, as Carrie just proved to me, no one really realizes you can do that and send back, and that's going to grow your post. The other thing you can do, Jason, is you can boost a post. It's going to gain some traffic. That's always going to bring you a couple likes. But inside of Facebook, if you go to Facebook ads, you can actually inside there actually be trying to create likes, and that's a specific ad type that goes out there, and you can go in there and try to promote those likes. And then you can go, again, market any way you want to a specific area, to a specific interest group, however you want to go, and that will grow. It's a little more expensive. So, normally when you're looking for ad, click per ad, you're probably looking for something under, 50 cents if you can do it ideally. You're probably going to be closer to $1 a like. So it becomes a little more expensive that way. But if you're trying to grow that number, it could be worth it in the end game.
And so when somebody likes the page, then anytime you post something, it automatically enters into their news feed.
Theoretically. Right? So there are 3 rules. So
at some point,
yeah, there's going to be out of 3,000 posts that can be in any person's newsfeed at one point in time. They only see 150. So you have to find relevance to get in there. And the best way to do that is you want to just a basic rule. You want to be either liked, shared, or commented on. You get one of those three, yes, you have a huge chance of being in their feed, because most aren't doing anything to post to get that interaction that's out there.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the problem is it kind of becomes a double-edged sword, because not that you lose it forever, but if you slip, like you're getting good action and then you take a day off, or you just do a week post, you get anything, you're kind of like a stumbling block. So you always kind of got to stay on top of it. So having some sort of basic formula or understanding how they want to interact with is going to build that traction and that momentum, and you're going to get it. Because again, what happens is after that's done, when they like you, now you have a better chance of being out there in the comment that Facebook goes, light bulb, I want to see more of Jason. So when they do that, now you're going to start seeing more and more. For instance, there's an old trainer that I used to work out with, and I haven't talked to her in 6 months. I had a question for her. So I posted something in the Facebook messages. Now I saw nothing but her Facebook feed post that popped up for a week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they're paying attention to everything.
Right.
So again, that's why I like that, message me action button is huge, because I don't care how they interact with you, as long as Facebook is paying attention to that interaction, it's a signal for Facebook saying, pay attention to this person.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what's happening right now. I mean, honestly, 90% of my news feed, if I go on there right now, is going to have something to do with the Cubs. Whether it's, literally, that's how it was the other day. People I didn't even know all of a sudden were showing up just because they were talking about the Cubs. So
I got you. Okay. All right. Makes sense.
Yeah, it becomes that little game that you get into at this point in time. And it becomes interesting because, the honest answer is Facebook is playing the rules all the time. They're changing them almost daily because they say they're trying to make it for a better experience. And I'm sure that's true to a degree. But again, they're in the business of making money. So they're trying to find a way to make this more relevant so they can become more relevant to make more money. They've actually said it. Their whole goal with Facebook is this is the interface you log into, not Microsoft, not Apple. It's Facebook.
Right.
That would scare me personally. But.
Yeah, that's so. Do you guys primarily use Facebook, or do you guys use other social media platforms? Carrie mentioned that you use Pinterest, right? I use Pinterest. You use Twitter, right?
Yep.
Has anybody gotten any leads or customers or clients or whatever from Twitter?
No, but there's a post. But in our industry, there was a guy that posted 13 questions a real estate agent should have answered, not me. And that's house hunting questions. So I am actually now strategic on Twitter. So I log into Twitter and I try to answer real estate agents' questions all over the world. Now it's hard to answer them when they're out of the U.S. because the rules are different. They aren't necessarily realtors because we have a designation here in the U.S. So I will answer questions. So have I received a lead yet? No, but there's an agent that I work with in Chicago, and she gets most of her business from Twitter. And I think it's just because it's urban. And I live in a city called West Chicago, which is 45 minutes west of Chicago. And Justin lives in the corn country. He lives by Northern Illinois University, which is close to Iowa, as far as I'm concerned. Basically. So he is even further out. So I just think that out this way, people have only heard of Facebook. No, I'm kidding, but it's just different. If you're in the urban areas, they know more about social media, and the millennials are truly using Instagram and Twitter more than any other platform. And if my 16-year-old came up here, she's using Snapchat. So right now for me, it's just Facebook, but I do have a lot of followers on Pinterest, and I'm very automated. I use Hootsuite.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Hootsuite.
I haven't used Hootsuite. I use If That Then This. I do use that quite a bit. That. Yeah. A little difficult navigating through some of the formulas or whatever to get what you want, but it does seem to be pretty good. I like that one.
And I just I was telling Justin about Zapier. So I've been trying that one. For me, that one was easier to use than If This Then That.
Oh, really?
the recipes weren't hard on If This Then That, but Zapier did what I wanted it to do. I can actually, every time I add someone to MailChimp, it would build a spreadsheet in Google Sheets, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah. I use MailChimp as well. I've got, I don't know, probably 1,000 people in there or whatever that I email out.
And do you have your social media options all on your every email you send out in MailChimp? Yeah. So
actually, I set up an RSS feed in MailChimp, which was pretty cool. So that anytime I anytime I post a podcast, then it automatically sends out an email to everybody saying, "Hey, check out this podcast."
Through If This Then That?
No, through MailChimp.
Just in MailChimp. There's an okay, I got to go look that up now.
I didn't know that.
In there. And if you have an RSS feed, it'll automatically send it out to all your people, and you can create the template of the email that you want sent out. And then they'll get the latest episode.
And I can build that in MailChimp.
That's all.
Oh, yeah. It's there.
Okay.
So blog posts, for instance, you could create an RSS feed for your blog posts and then put that in your MailChimp.
Right.
When you do a blog post, it automatically sends it out.
Do you have a podcast for that, Jason?
No, I don't have a podcast for that. I think there might be a YouTube video, though, for it.
Okay, I might have to watch. Some 13-year-old built it, right?
Right. There was one that was really, really good and I think I mentioned this last time. It was on Yahoo. It's called Yahoo Pipes. And Yahoo Pipes allows you to do anything and everything to the web. So, for example, what I was doing, and I got kind of ridiculed for this as a podcaster. Podcasters are very protective of their podcasting as it's growing. We're starting to see more advertisers get into podcasting. And so they're trying to protect the integrity of podcasting. My philosophy has always been the more people that I can, shout from the mountaintop to let them know who I am and what I do, the better my odds of getting somebody to respond to me. So what I did in Yahoo Pipes, anytime somebody tweeted a term in Twitter that related to real estate, and I'd pick out the term, it would automatically send them a response back. So if somebody said, selling my home and I wish it would sell today, then I could send them a specific response back with a link to whatever I wanted to link it to, which I linked it to my podcast. Now, in the podcast world, that's called Twitter bombing, and people don't like it. Okay. And it actually can hurt, to some degree, your Twitter followers, because all they see is these retweets and tweets of just everything going on in your Twitter feed, and they get tired of seeing your name in front of their Twitter feed all the time. But there's also that element that you're getting more exposure, because I got a lot of people that would retweet it and share it with their friends. And so I ended up actually getting about 500 additional followers by doing nothing but setting that up. Now,
and that's called Yahoo
Pipes. They just discontinued it.
Oh, okay. Because I have a few things set up in Hootsuite, a few drafts set up that if something happens on Twitter, then I have an auto response.
Yeah, those are pretty cool, because when somebody follows you, then you can send a response back, thank you for the follow or something like that. This Yahoo Pipes was a lot more specific. So even if your followers didn't follow you, if somebody just tweeted anywhere on Twitter about a certain, topic or whatever that you chose, it would automatically send them a response.
Okay.
Automatically. And there isn't right now that I've found, if you type in a Google search, replacement for Yahoo Pipes, there are some software programs out there for that. But I haven't figured them out yet. And there's a little bit of a formula that goes along with it. And then I use Twitter feed. I don't know if you guys have used that at all. Have you guys used that? Let me look it up here.
What is Twitter Beeb?
Feed. F-E-E-D.
Feed.
Yeah, and that's where you can take RSS feeds. So what Yahoo Pipes did was create an RSS feed for whatever it is that you set up for your search term. So, for example, if I set up real estate, and everybody who mentions real estate or hashtags real estate in a Twitter feed, I could set up an RSS feed that would capture that. Then I create that. Then I take that RSS feed and put it into twitterfeed.com, and then it would send out to my Twitter followers or to that person. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You kind of need two. You need one, the Yahoo Pipes or a software program that captures the information, and then you need Twitter feed to put it back out there. But
so, Jason, are you using Blab too as well, or no?
I'm just starting to use it. It's kind of interesting because I love video. I YouTube and I've gotten leads from YouTube. I'm a total believer in it. But getting you guys are kind of the exception, not the rule, for being on Blab and doing videos as realtors. A lot of realtors don't want to do it, and so it's very difficult. I can sit here and talk about mortgages all day, but it's boring.
Right.
The sexy part about real estate is the home. And so talking about real estate, and I've tried to figure out ways to kind of mirror the two together and use Blab to promote real estate and promote us at the same time. And one of the things I've kind of come up with is using like the ManyCam thing. But I was going to do a Blab episode on haunted MLS listings, right? So I think we talked about that last time, right? Yep. So I can't get anybody to do it with me, though. Now,
I'm wondering. I always think: is there a license? Is it listed? Is there a license law? Do you have the right to market it? I would get the approval of every agent. I don't know. To me, that would be hard, but I would do it with you as long as we complied with license law.
Yeah, of course. No, I want it to be up. I just did like a Google search of MLS listings, right? And it came up with like these pictures. So you copy the picture, and then we talk about it and maybe crack jokes about it. You could do an episode on bad MLS listings. I think there's actually a Facebook page for bad MLS listings.
I know, but we probably can't do it because of antitrust. So I just see that, unfortunately, that would be the only challenge. But other than that, I think it's a great idea. And because you're a podcaster, because you can download the audio and the video after every Blab, especially if you're the one that started it, you get the email. You could use just the audio, and you could choose whether anyone joins your Blab or not. You can record it 15 minutes, and you can talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. Once you're done, you can repurpose it on a podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's
forget the hour. Just do it for 15 minutes and say, that's my 5 points. I'm done. Everybody have a great week.
Yeah, no, I did do one. I did an HOA. We have HOAs here in Arizona, and it was a little bit strange, and there was a lot going on in a Blab, right? There's the chat, there's, you want to retweet it, you want to get engagement and all that kind of stuff. And then I thought, well, I didn't have that much engagement with that, and I didn't really promote it that much. So then maybe a Periscope is better for that. Maybe
or you just have to find a good host, because Justin doesn't realize it. But when Justin was talking, even though we practiced, we did a practice Blab.
Yeah.
I was actually repeating everything he was saying in the chat.
Yeah.
And you just need someone they don't ever have to jump into the Blab with you, or we don't have to see your face or their face. They can actually restate it. And when Marky and I do this, we actually give each other all of our links.
Yeah.
And when she's talking, I'm just sharing. I'm welcoming people in the group. I'm having conversation while she's talking. So if you can have a co-host, that's the way to go.
Exactly. And finding that co-host has been a challenge.
Justin will do it. You've got Terry. You just pick a date and they're there.
Yeah. Yeah, we should do it.
I'm always game.
Yeah, Marky and I, we scheduled ours out through next year already, because we're going to NAR. And she's speaking, and we've already got people lined up to blab about while we're there.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah, you missed last week, though.
We would do it with you, Jason.
Yeah.
Justin will do it.
We just got to figure. Let's do it. I mean, I'm game. I'm doing one with a gentleman. He's right there in Chicago with you guys. His name is George Severus.
Is that the photo guy you were telling us last week about?
Last week.
Yeah. And we're doing one tomorrow night on marketing. So, you know, we're going to test it out with him and see what happens. But I'm game. I want to do as many of these as possible. First of all, like you said, Carrie, it's practice, and you get better with practice. And then secondly, you can repurpose it, put it out there in many different places. I noticed like on the Blab now as the host, you get like the automatic YouTube button to download automatically to YouTube.
That can be host or co-host. As long as you can find the replay, it'll put it on you. Because I found that out last week because Terry was hosting last week and I was able to download it to my site.
But you were the co-host, right?
Right. So it's one of the two.
Yeah. As a guest, you don't have that privilege. And I used to, when I first started checking out the Blab thing, you could actually go to the replay, right-click it, save the video, and then put it onto YouTube. So if you were the, you know, guest or whatever, and you just spoke for a couple minutes in somebody else's Blab, you could actually use that Blab on your YouTube channel. Can't do that anymore. So you either get, like you said, you got to be the host or co-host in order to put it on YouTube.
Right.
So, but yeah, I think this platform is perfect. It's just we got to figure out in our industry how can we utilize it to our benefit. You know, how can we make it entertaining? How can we make it informative, engaging, all those sort of things? And I'll be honest, I've kind of struggled with that. I've hit kind of a roadblock with that a little bit.
To me, the problem you're running into right now, especially if like trying to get to realtors right now, realtors aren't on here. You're only seeing a few of us that are here.
Right.
But I don't mind that because right now this is, I mean, literally over on the left-hand side, it says beta. So right. This is still a very much, I mean, how old, Terry? I mean, I think it's what, 90 days?
I think April.
They're about 135 days, I think, right now.
Yeah, April.
So they're new. And to me, this is what I keep telling everybody, and I tell this to realtors all the time, but they're too scared to take it off. And then they go for something when it's too late.
Yeah.
Right now is the time to learn this stuff, find your voice, find how you want to do this stuff. And, you know, if you fail forward, we mess up, we say, you know, we do something we shouldn't have, we something goofy, who cares? One, it's a low failure point at this point in time, but two, we're the ones pushing it. So to be honest with you, to me, it's one of those things where who cares if you had an idea and then it just went on a totally different topic. Okay, it's not ideal, but at least you're finding your voice, you're understanding this, and you're getting to understand the system while it's growing. I mean, literally, I came in yesterday and went from a blue color to a black color. The questions tab went away.
Right? They said it's coming back. I heard that it's coming back.
I'm sure it's coming back. So I'm sure everybody went, what happened? Yeah. But I just think, and you know, I was telling some people earlier that were here earlier, because there was one guy asking about what's the value of Blab. And I told him simply right now, it's finding your voice before it becomes something prevalent everybody tries to listen to. Right. And if you can find your voice now before you're trying to go, what do I say now? Now's the time to do that. Not 6 months from now when everybody's on here and trying to do this or something. If this doesn't work, which I can't imagine, it seems to be a pretty good environment, that something else very similar to it takes off.
Well, and maybe the value is just having, you know, a conversation between realtor and lender or realtor and realtor, and somebody being a fly on the wall to hear that conversation, a real conversation, not a, you know, fake conversation, but a, you know, like I always wondered, you know, when an attorney goes up to the judges, you know,
offer them beer.
Yeah, like what are they talking about? Are they talking about, hey, are you going out tonight, or are they actually talking about the case, or you know what? I always wanted to be a fly on the wall for that situation, right?
My mother's new husband is a judge. Let me ask that question.
I get back to it.
Why you got to whisper? You in a courtroom?
He sent them a text.
Yeah. But I think the same kind of value would happen for somebody who's maybe a new home buyer or a little, you know, gun shy about home buying. What are the conversations that realtors are actually having behind the scenes? Maybe that's a deal. You know, I don't know. Like what's happening in your neck of the woods? What are you seeing? What are the trends? You know, that sort of thing. Maybe that's
what you talk about. If you're going to talk about real estate, what are the buying trends? What are people interested in? Is it the open floor plan? Maybe that's the question. What kind of house do you really want? Let's talk about your dream home. Yeah. And start a Blab. But don't just start a Blab. I say whenever we Blab, now I didn't do it here because I kind of just jumped in, but I go to the top of the Blab and I copy it because I have so many people on Facebook. I post it right in my my feed and I say, come check out what we're doing live. And I get more people to join me at the moment that the Blab goes on live on Facebook.
Yeah.
For other reasons, I do put it on my business page first, and I reshare it to personal, and then I repost the link. But I get more engagement when we're actually live because we've gotten over 100 people in a room.
That's fantastic.
That makes sense.
Okay, Terry, that's our new goal. 200. Beat Carrie.
Oh.
But with 100 people, Carrie, you really need that co-host like you were talking about before, right? Because the co-host is, moving and shaking, keeping up with the chat room. And
what we did was we actually have a Google spreadsheet that we shared, and we wrote down every other week, and then we'll do random blabs, but we have a specific one scheduled. Unless something strange happens, we'll cancel it.
Yeah.
But we have everything scheduled. And Justin, oh, by the way, I need you on next Thursday for Google. So, whoever's running the blab is the host, and we monitor it. So right now, Justin, in our scenario, Justin would watch the monitor, which is over there, I think. And then the person that's in Terry's seat is actually being talked to and interviewed. So that person doesn't have to watch the feed in Blab. And then between those two people, you both have your links. Like I have her website memorized, and I have her a few links, in like a Word document or something, so I can just copy, cut, and paste when she makes a comment. So so we've decided that if I'm going to talk about Google and how to use Google in your real estate business, if that's the name of it, then I'm not hosting the Blab. She is, because then I can talk about my expertise and not have to worry about watching what's going on.
Right. That makes sense.
So we kind of sort of figured it out, but I'm still trying to figure out Periscope. And so I've decided that every week I'm going to do a Periscope just for buyers and talk about, I gave my story about how I first bought, how I closed on my house, and I still didn't know I was qualified because no one really explained it to me.
Yeah. And
I gave the tips on buying if you've never owned. And my next one will be warning, renting is hazardous to your wealth. Because people click based on those titles.
Right.
So I'm just I'm going to try to do a Periscope once a week. So far, I'm pretty consistent. And I'm not on long, just 10 minutes.
Your link baby.
And I trained my assistant, my husband. He left, so he didn't hear me say that. I signed up. I have another account with Periscope, and he gets on with me, and he answers questions while I'm Periscoping.
Oh, there you go.
That helps.
Good.
So I'm trying to figure it out.
You find that Periscope has, Blab seems to be very professional. I don't, maybe late at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, there's some, quirky.
Yeah, I seen people in bed. I was like, what is up?
Yeah, it's like a little strange. Periscope, it seems like every other thing is like, take your shirt off or do. It's like.
Okay, so try and follow Kim Garst.
Okay.
Kim is on Monday, Garst. Kim, and she might even be on tomorrow morning around 8 a.m. Central Time. I think she's on the, I don't know where she is. She might be on the East Coast. She does a blab, I think, almost every morning. And I know every Monday morning. And she talks about how to Periscope, and she calls it Perry School. And the last one I saw said how to use the F word in Periscope. She had 200 people on in 30 seconds. But it wasn't the F word. It was free. How to use Periscope for free to generate business.
Yeah, very catchy.
Right. It made me click.
Right.
But Jason, I think you're right from what I've seen. I think Blab is much more professional. I think Meerkat, Justin and I were talking about this. I think Meerkat, you get a different user on Meerkat than you do on Periscope. Because once the sun goes down, you don't know what you're going to come across on Periscope. You really don't. But I don't see the same things on Blab. And then granted, I'm not on Blab at 2 o'clock in the morning. But, I don't see the same things on Meerkat and Blab as you come across on Periscope.
And I'm afraid, if on Periscope, I'm not crystal clear on how it works, but if somebody comes into the room and then they share that Periscope and they're kind of creepy, then am I guilty by association because they are creepy? You know what I mean? So
I think you're taking your shirt off and they're sharing. You got something to worry about.
Yeah, but I don't want somebody to do that, and I freeze like, oh my god, and I don't know how to kick them off or whatever. And I've seen people smoking dope on there.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I haven't logged in at those times. I've seen the T-Mobile CEO, and he talks and he tells you where he is. He doesn't really tell you where he is, but he says the first person that runs up to him gets a phone. I mean, he gets like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So I've seen some good ones.
No, that's good. I haven't seen those yet. Maybe just the time or whatever. But that one was some couple out of LA, and then they were riding a bicycle and smoking dope, and it's like, oh my god, this is like silly.
Well, you saw the lady on the news today. She was driving drunk, and the police they were trying to find her.
Pulled them over.
Saw that.
Like, oh my gosh!
I think they arrested her. I think they did find her.
They did arrest her.
Well, she hit a stop sign or something stupid.
Chick-fil-A.
You still going the Chick-fil-A route?
There you go.
Okay, so let's see what we can do because this has been almost 2 hours.
Longer than I'm used to.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Everyone either ask a question or give a favorite tip for social media engagement, and we'll just kind of end with that.
Okay,
Start
I'll
with
just tell
Jason.
you mine.
Okay.
You have to use it. If you don't use it, you won't get engagement and you won't get followers. You have to actually be social.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that makes sense.
I would say that social media is a lot of hard work. You can't just post it and forget it. You gotta be consistent with it.
You got to work.
Yeah, and I mean, I would just say that whatever you're using, just be intentional about it. It's a lot of hard work. Own one of those spaces if you're going to be a Facebook, if you're going to be Twitter, but just be intentional about what you're doing. Are you out there trying to market your business? Are you building a list? Whatever it is, have some goals, have some ideas, and use that platform that way.
And what I would end with on this is I've seen most people that are most successful on here, they have gone after a very specific niche. So inside this arena, if you're going to be any social market, have something you're going after and stop worrying about losing on something you never had to begin with. So that's kind of it for me, guys. Hopefully, I'm